How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether price is going up or down. GBTC experiences its largest daily trade yet, nearly 239,000 Bitcoin gone in under 70 days. So they had one outflow in one day, totaling 643 million. That was on Monday. They aren't alone. Grayscale has continued to face outflows, marking its largest on March 18th, 2024, with 643 million withdrawn. The day saw a cumulative volume of around 4.19 billion across all 10 ETFs. BlackRock led this with a volume of 2.02 billion on Monday. So half of the volume was BlackRock selling off, which in my opinion is good because they don't need our money. Here's why Bitcoin crashed to 8,900 on BitMEX. So pretty much on Monday, Bitcoin crashed on BitMEX to 8,900. It was triggered by intense whale activity in the crypto exchange, which saw unprecedented sell-off for a large asset volume within a brief period. While this price quickly rebounded, it indicated concerns over BitMEX's reliability and stability. Users criticized them for being able to be manipulated so easily by one person. So they did say, jumping back, they did say that they will investigate. They think it's potential misconduct, but we'll have to see what comes of that. Crypto firm Genesis agrees to pay $21 million fine for SEC's allegations. So they pretty much settled with the SEC for running securities with the Gemini Earn program. The SEC said they violated the securities regulations through their Earn program because they did not register with them before they made it open to the public. So they did agree to pay their fines. This is probably the end of the case now. Over on our dollar index for the daily, we did break above our 300 EMA. That's our 300-day EMA. So if we continue above this range and push forward, that's very strong for the Dixie. That means we may fill that gap at that 104 area. That's bad for crypto because if Dixie's gonna go up, crypto typically goes down. Remember, they are inversely correlated. We are trying to make a long upper shadow candle, so this could show that the bulls are getting exhausted and we could have a sell-off incoming if we are not careful. We did have that flag pattern and we did see that play out, so we will delete that pattern that we called the other day. Stochastic is starting to round. RSI is going flat. Our VWAP is going flat. Remember, the indicators we are using are Market Cipher B edits and Market Cipher A free version 1.1. This is inside of TradingView, which is also free, just like the information we're giving you, so smash the like and hit the subscribe. Stochastic, our double line, has the blue and the orange. This double line, as it rounds away, weakens our RSI, which is the relative strength index, this red line. As they break below 30, they become bearish and we can have more sell-off. However, when they're above 30, they are bullish and we typically see price increase. If our stochastic makes around here, we could see price action start to dip. Now RSI could start to flatten and then start to sell off if we dip for a prolonged period like back here. Our VWAP is this yellow wave that does start to round away. That shows our shortest term buying and selling pressure. As this VWAP rounds away, our momentum can favor more toward the bearish territory. Our momentum is this big blue wave. For these parts, our neutral is 0, below 0 is bearish, above 0 is bullish. That includes our VWAP, momentum, and our money flow, which is currently going green. As that money flow flips green, it signals it is becoming more bullish. That could signal that the daily may flip into a bullish trend. Instead of having a downtrend, we could start a new uptrend, but I would exercise caution. We did come to a strong consolidation zone and we did start to get rejected from it. We are near the bottom of that zone, so if we continue to get rejected from this area, we could push down and fill our lower gap first. Over on the 4-hour, momentum is starting to taper off. Momentum is going to weaken as that VWAP pushes under that neutral. Remember that. As this VWAP flips bearish, our money flow could start to pick up some more bearish strength if that momentum starts to pick up some more significant strength to the downside. If that happens, this 4-hour would reject crossing into a bullish trend, and then that could start to break the daily down. Our stochastic is heading down. RSI is starting to weaken as a result. If this VWAP continues to push down, we will see stochastic, RSI, and everything else start to push away as well. That would be a rejection of this EMA. Then if we break our 300 EMA on this 4 hour, which would be our 1200 hour EMA, if we broke that EMA, then we could see further losses and the bears could gain control as these lower EMAs would come up to this EMA and then get rejected by it, and we would see a downtrend form. Watch out for that kind of a scenario. That would be very positive for the crypto markets. Over on the 2 hour, we are starting to kind of round away. We are going flat after getting a little bit of a sell-off, so this could be a short little mini bear flag that could try to push us down to support. Momentum is starting to push away. RSI is losing strength. Stochastic is starting to push down. Our VWAP has flipped into the bearish territory, and the money flow is going flat. If our VWAP continues to push down here, momentum will continue to weaken, and that money flow will start to round away, and then we will see those higher time frames start to weaken. Over on our 1 hour, we could have somewhat of a descending wedge. That could be a positive pattern for us. Remember, a descending wedge is a bullish pattern. It'd be kind of hard to draw that and connect these bottoms, so I wouldn't really call this much of a wedge. I'd just call it more of a descending pattern. Our stochastic is starting to round away. It is heavy in that bearish territory. Our RSI will start to weaken if that stochastic does not make a bounce soon. Momentum is starting to fall. VWAP is favoring our bearish territory. If that VWAP continues to favor bearish, our momentum will continue to push down, and our money flow will start to round away as a result. Over on total, we did break our support area. If we continue to drop down and confirm this with another red candle, we could see some manipulation pull us under our golden pocket. If you're unfamiliar with the golden pocket, visit our Fibonacci retracement video on our Mastering the Trade series. Our RSI is weakening, momentum is rounding away, stochastic is starting to drop down, and that VWAP is favoring bearish. If our VWAP continues to push down here, momentum will continue to weaken, and that money flow will start to taper out. Over on the 4 hour, we do have a strong rounding top, so I would watch for this to get some sort of a retest. If we get a retest, then we reject our resistance area, confirm it as resistance, then push down. That would give us a solid move for further losses. However, if we just get one straight shot down from here, we would be set up for some bullish momentum afterwards, because remember, when you get one quick move down, you typically retrace some of that move at minimum, and then you could end up with another move down as in response if you have a continuation, but that's another thing on its own. Momentum is favoring bearish. VWAP does want to round away. Our VWAP is trying to break through the neutral. If our VWAP breaks through this neutral, we will have lower highs. If we get consistent lows, we will have bearish favor. That bearish favor will cause our money flows to start to come out. Our RSI is rounding. Stochastic does want to round, so I would exercise caution. If the stochastic rounds and pushes down here, our RSI will confirm under that 30, and we will have bearish momentum for them. Over on our 2 hour, we do have this rounding top, and then we did break with this confirmation, so this could be followed by further losses. VWAP is favoring bearish. We are breaking down. Momentum is in the bearish territory with a red dot with our VWAP pushing under. So if our VWAP continues to push down, money flow will continue down, and we will see the bears gain more control of the 2 hour, and that will start to push our 4 hour and daily even lower. Over on our 1 hour, we do have a manipulation X. This manipulation X did push us down. Stochastic is diverging away and pushing lower. VWAP is favoring the bearish territory. Momentum is pushing under, and the money flow is picking up bearish strength. If we push lower below these candle wicks right here, then we will lose the support zone, and we will push down into that golden pocket area or near the top of our other previous range, right around that 65. I believe that was from our previous bull market breakdown. So if we revisit that area, we could see some significant losses if we break through that area. So make sure you have a plan if we do see that. Make sure we have a plan if we end up bouncing through some range in there. So over on Bitcoin dominance, we are pushing above this point control area. If we can confirm above this area and continue to see green candles, we're likely going to push to this 55% zone. If we can see Bitcoin push up with this, that would be positive, but currently it does seem that most of the difference on futures and Bitcoin is making up for the dominance, so we do have a little bit more weight in there, despite the total not selling off quite as heavily today. Stochastic does look like it wants to round. Our VWAP is starting to round away. Money flow is in the bullish territory, but if that VWAP does round away, momentum will start to curl. Money flow will start to get some more bearish strength. It will stagnate, then it will start to taper off. If that happens, we likely would break our point control and then push lower. Remember, we are testing the top of our channel and we do still have the possibility to push down from here. Over on our 4 hour, we are getting a pretty solid move up after getting that long low upper shadow candle. So that long upper shadow candle is supposed to show that the bulls are getting exhausted and the bears are supposed to step in like they tried to do here. But we are seeing the bulls kind of gain some strength and push us forward on dominance. That could be positive. This could help Bitcoin snap forward if we break out of this channel. Stochastic is pushing down here on the 4 hour. It does want to round forward though, so if we can round forward here, we can continue bullish momentum. Momentum does want to push forward. RSI is trying to push forward. VWAP's trying to flip that neutral, and our money flow is indecisive. If our VWAP can flip neutral and we get consistent highs, then the bulls can continue to push forward. However, if our VWAP flips over neutral, then we see a weak high, then we get continued lows or lower lows with bearish favor, then the bears will gain control and we will see this pattern play out. Over on the 2 hour, we do have a manipulation X that did try to bring us down, but it was unsuccessful. RSI is going flat, momentum's pushing down. VWAP was favoring bearish. We are trying to push into bullish territory, but if we look, we are kind of starting to taper away. If we make a lower high here, then we get continued lows. We could see the bears still gain control. That momentum isn't very strong in the bullish territory, so it would be easy for that momentum to break that neutral with VWAP, and then our money flow would start to push back under more significantly into the bearish territory like it was back here. If that happens, we will see our dominance slide down to that 52 range where we have that breakdown possibility. Finally, on our 1 hour here, stochastic is running up. We do have our blue above orange and we are splitting very aggressively. This could give us a very strong break forward, but our candles are starting to get kind of weak, so I would exercise caution. If we start losing steam, we could end up rounding and pushing lower. That would give our EMAs the chance to break back through this black EMA and then gain more bearish strength. But if our EMAs can stay above our 300 EMA here, we will continue to push forward as we tried to flip into a bearish trend and then we rejected it by pushing forward. Stochastic is trying to push up. VWAP is very indecisive. We do have consistent highs with higher lows. If this can continue, momentum will continue forward. But if this VWAP wave here rounds away, breaks that neutral and gets lower lows, we will see momentum break and our money flow will start to push down again as well. Over on Bitcoin futures, we did get our full breakdown, so we will delete this and we are starting to continue lower. So we have broken our value area high and we are confirming further red candles. That gives us the potential to see a push around our 52K, pending we break the 61,790 and our 56,995. So watch these areas closely. We could see some further losses. If we see the losses on futures, we will see them on Bitcoin as well. Momentum is pulling back, RSI is weakening, VWAP's heavy on that bearish territory, stochastic's coming down. If this continues, our money flow will continue down if that momentum breaks bearish, and then we can see this futures flip into a bearish trend, and we may retrace some of these gains, filling some of our gaps to the downside. Over on our 4 hour, you can see we are rejecting this EMA band and our resistance area. If we continue to reject here, we will see our lower EMAs continue to drop above our higher EMAs. If they end up breaking through all the way, we could have a stronger bearish trend. Stochastic does want to round. RSI is pushing down. Momentum is very indecisive. It's heavy in the bearish territory, but our VWAP doesn't know where it wants to go. If our VWAP can make a bullish trend by getting higher highs and higher lows, our momentum will start to push forward and push our money flow off of neutral. However, if our VWAP breaks down on lower time frames, momentum will remain down and our money flow will likely see a sharp decline. Over on this 2 hour, we are rounding away, so we do have a rounding top forming. If we continue down and we break our 6170, that is where we will see that push to possibly around that 56,995. We do have that psychological 60K area as well, so somewhere between those ranges. If we do not meet support, then we are likely going to push down. Remember, we do have that gap right around that 61,310. If we cannot find support in that gap, that would be where we would see that drop down here. So over on the 2 hours, stochastic does want to round. We have orange above blue, RSI is pushing down, VWAP's pushing down, money flow is pushing away, and our momentum is favoring bearish with a red dot. If this continues, we will see that break down. Over on our 1 hour, stochastic is pushing out, RSI is pushing away, VWAP is in that bearish territory, momentum is pushing away, and our money flow is picking up bearish strength as well. If our VWAP continues to push down, momentum will continue to gain bearish strength, money flow will remain bearish, and we will see those higher time frames start to weaken and push down as well. Over on Bitcoin for the daily, we did attempt to break out of our flag, then we pulled back and we did reject it, and now we are pushing down out of the bottom. So I will call our down channel, not flag. So I will call that down channel invalidated, and now we are likely going to push lower if we cannot find some support in these psychological ranges. Currently we are fighting with 62K. Remember, on futures we have that 61K area that we could drop down to. That would bring Bitcoin lower with it. If we cannot meet the support there, then we do have those lower possibilities. RSI is starting to curl away, momentum is pushing down, our VWAP is favoring the bearish territory, we have consistent lows with lower highs. If this continues, we will have bearish favor, momentum will break bearish, and our money flow will start to break down. That will give us a more significant drop down, as that daily could flip into a bearish trend. Over on our 4 hour, RSI is pushing down, stochastic wants to round away, VWAP is very indecisive, and our money flow does want to break down. If our VWAP rejects and makes a lower high here, we will see the bears gain continued momentum. Momentum is heavy in that bearish territory. It does have a red dot, so that does signal that our VWAP is trying to push under currently. If we are successful, we will see further losses. We will likely push to these EMA levels. If we cannot meet support on them, then we will push lower. Over on our 2 hour, we are seeing a pretty strong rounding top here. Stochastic is rounding away, RSI is dropping, VWAP is pushing into that bearish territory, momentum is rounding away with the red dot, our money flow is rejecting that neutral, so overall the bears are gaining some control. We did have a cup and handle possibility, and then as we tried to get that push up where we needed it, we got a strong rejection. So any cup and handle possibility is invalidated. We are seeing our lower EMAs continue below our higher EMAs. If they solidify a breakdown below it, we could see a strong bearish trend from that. Stochastic is pushing down, RSI is weakening, VWAP, momentum, and money flow are heavy in this bearish territory, gaining more strength. If they continue to gain more strength, we will see those higher time frames continue to weaken, and we will see continued losses. Over on graph for the daily, we did get our breakdown, so I am going to delete this so we don't see that anymore. We are trying to break our 37711. If we solidify a move under here and we push below these candle bodies, we're likely going to push down toward our 31,954. And if we cannot meet support there, then we do have some other ranges like this consolidation zone right around that 28 cents. And then we have a pretty significant drop to 16,316. RSI is dropping, momentum's losing strength, Stochastic's dropping down, VWAP is rounding away from neutral, money flow is going flat as our momentum pushes down. If our VWAP continues lower, momentum will break that neutral, and our money flow will start to pick up some bear strength that will give us some further losses, and they will be some pretty strong, significant losses. Over on the 4-hour, we are breaking the support. Watch for a retest and a confirmation. RSI is dropping, Stochastic wants to round, VWAP is trying to get lower highs. If we make lower lows, we will see the bears gain control. Our momentum did have bullish divergence. That bullish divergence pushed us up, then we got rejected pretty brutally. We do have a red dot here, so if we solidify this candle like this, we likely will see further losses. But if we manage to jump up above this support area, we could try to push to that 49 still. This could be trying to make a bit of a descending wedge. So we will draw this out, or actually, descending channel, kind of more of a descending channel. Either way, that is a bullish possibility that would push us up. But if we do start making some connecting bottoms here, we also would have a descending triangle. And a descending triangle is more of a bearish pattern that would break us down. So we will make this line a little more obvious. We'll make this our support line a little more obvious so you can tell what connects to what. If we continue to drop away, we round away, we kind of flirt around the support area, we likely will kind of Bart Simpson, reject, and push lower. So watch that VWAP closely. If it remains bearish, money flow will remain bearish, and the 4-hour will push that daily lower. Over on this 2-hour, we do have, so we could solidify that as the bottom, so that would be pretty much 3 touches to the bottom. This could be a 2-hour descending triangle that would put that descending channel in jeopardy. Stochastic is rounding, VWAP wants to break bearish, momentum is rounding, money flow is starting to push down. If this VWAP continues lower and we get lower lows or consistent lows with lower highs, momentum will start to break down, money flow will remain bearish, and those higher time frames will start to weaken. Then we will see this triangle drop us lower. Stochastic does want to push down, RSI is losing strength as a result, momentum is rounding away, our VWAP is pushing down, and our money flow is rejecting neutral. If we make a break for this support area, we likely will get some pretty decent losses. However, if we can solidify a push up and we can break above this 41 cents and hold, then we may see some bullish momentum. So over on Ankr for the daily, we did push to the top of our channel. We did reject and push to the bottom, much like we warned about, hitting that support area we warned you about. Momentum is weakening, RSI is pushing down, our stochastic is pushing lower, VWAP is favoring this bearish territory, so overall the bears do have some decent strength here on the daily. If we get continued pushes down, we likely will invalidate this descending channel and push down toward our value area low, which has moved slightly higher. Over on our 4-hour, you can see that rejection, so we are making this rounding top. If we solidify this with a strong red candle, that may push us away from our channel, break this 37.67, and then that would give us that possibility to see those further losses. RSI is pushing down, stochastic wants to round away, money flow is pushing down, and the momentum is flat in that bearish territory. It really doesn't have much more room to drop. Over on our 2-hour, stochastic has our orange above blue, and we are starting to get that bearish cross dropping us down very significantly. RSI is losing strength as a result. VWAP is breaking into the bearish territory. Momentum is rounding with a red dot, and our money flow is starting to reject that neutral. If our VWAP continues to push down here, momentum will continue out, and our money flow will continue to weaken, showing people are selling more than they're buying. Over on our 1-hour, stochastic is dropping pretty violently, RSI is pushing down, momentum wants to round away, VWAP and money flow are breaking that neutral and pushing lower. If we see a continuation of this, our higher time frames will get weaker and we will push away from this channel, so keep an eye on that possibility. Over on XRP for the daily, we do have a strong bearish engulfing candle that did push us down to our support area like we warned you about. RSI is curling away. Momentum is picking up some bearish strength. Our VWAP is favoring the bearish territory. Money flow does want to round. Stochastic is starting to favor more bearish. So if the stochastic and VWAP do not pick up some strength, we will see this manipulation X drop us even lower. Over on our 4 hour, and then that would possibly be that push to our 52 cent point value area low on that fixed range volume profile. Again, if you don't know the fixed range volume profile, visit that Mastering the Trade, hit the like, hit the subscribe. RSI is falling, stochastic wants to fall, VWAP is in the bearish territory. We are starting to round away from neutral. If we continue with lower highs and lower lows, we will pick up bearish favor and we will see some further losses. Momentum is starting to push down, so I would watch these lower time frames closely. Over on the 2 hour, our EMA bands are starting to push below our higher EMA bands. If this continues, the bears will gain some more pretty strong control. Remember, when these EMA bands flip, that does show more of a trend reversal as well. RSI is rounding away, stochastic wants to round away, VWAP is breaking neutral, money flow is rejecting neutral, momentum is picking up bearish strength, so overall the 2 hour does not look very positive. If we break this support area, we could have some strong momentum to push us even lower. Stochastic is dropping, RSI is falling, momentum is rounding on the 1 hour, and our VWAP and money flow are falling as well. If our VWAP starts to favor bearish here, our momentum and money flow will start to continue lower. That will weaken those higher time frames, and that will give us more significant drops. If we cannot meet support at our 54 or 52, we do have those other ranges like 48 and 38 as well. Finally, for ALGO for the daily, we do have a solidified rejection of our 25 resistance. We have a manipulation X, and we do have our green crossing below our blue for our EMAs. These are all bearish signs. Momentum's pushing under, VWAP's favoring bearish, RSI is weakening, and our money flow is starting to taper out. If our VWAP continues to push down, momentum will continue lower, and that money flow could flip into the bearish territory. Then we would have a trend reversal that could push us down toward our 1618. If we're not careful, we are currently hanging up right around that 22 area that we have mentioned. RSI is curling, stochastic wants to round, VWAP's pushing down, momentum is in that bearish territory, money flow is pretty flat, just under that neutral. So if our VWAP rejects this bullish territory and we see lower lows, we will see the bears gain more strength, and then we could see more significant drops down. Over on the 2 hour, we do have these continued lower highs. We do have lower lows, so if we solidify lower lows, we could have a descending channel or a descending trend. This may not be a descending channel. We need to have connected tops and connected bottoms. Right now, we have loosely connected bottoms. So if this bottom stops short, like it stops right around here, then we pull back up, stop here, and then we see a pretty strong move down. That would give us more of a bearish environment. However, if we push down to our support of our channel, then we make a bounce and break through our resistance, we can see a bullish move up. So that bullish move up could push us above that 25, right around where our 300 EMA is. Then we need to break that EMA and continue forward to get continued bullish momentum. Our VWAP does want to break bearish, RSI is coming down, stochastic's rounding away, momentum is rounding, and our money flow is picking up bearish strength, so I would exercise caution here. On the 1 hour, we have a manipulation X is dropping us down, stochastic is rounding, RSI is rounding, momentum's weakening, VWAP is favoring bearish, and our money flow is starting to pick up more bearish strength with that VWAP and momentum pushing lower. If this VWAP and momentum cannot gain some bullish strength from here, we will see this 1 hour push lower. If it continues to push lower as we meet this support, we can break it, invalidate this pattern, and then push lower. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.